I'd like to call the meeting to order, the September 14th Board of Trustees meeting in the Village of Indian Head Park. Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Thank you. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty, next up is the mayor's report. David, can you please put up the first slide, please? Can you hear me? Come on up here. Can you give me that folder over there? Thank you. And why don't you have your family come up while we're here? And if someone, I know you probably want to do a video, maybe someone can do that for you. Thank you for all coming tonight. Eileen, are you going to do a video or? Okay. More than 2 million people in the United States have a substance use disorder related to opioids, whether it's heroin or painkillers such as oxycodone, according to national studies. In Cook County, approximately 3 people die every day from an opioid-related overdose, ultimately leaving more people dead in a year than gun violence or car crashes. What surprised me in the current Cook County information is the age range of the people that died. Of the 2,000 deaths in Cook County, 78% were men, and 50% were over 50 years of age. This is not just a young person's disorder. In September 2015, legislation was passed allowing state and local law enforcement officers to be equipped to administer the life-saving drug Narcan, which is designed to reverse an opioid overdose. Under the alias Narcan program, Indian Head Park officers are trained to use and are equipped with 2 individual emergency doses of Narcan to counter the effects of these drugs, since our police officers are most often the first on the scene. At 7:30 a.m. on July 8th, Officer Martinez was dispatched to a home in Indian Head Park. As he approached the home, a person quickly ran out of the house shouting that he needed Narcan. Officer Martinez quickly went downstairs to find the victim on the floor, unresponsive, breathing faintly, with their eyes half open. Upon talking with a witness, he said the victim had told him before that he did cocaine earlier. Officer Martinez quickly notified the fire department and ambulance of the situation and then administered a 4 milligram dose of Narcan in the nostril with no effect. He quickly administered a 2 milligram dose, at which time the victim started moving. The victim was checked out by the fire department and later released and declined going to the hospital. This person was part of a moving company crew that was working in our village. Officer Martinez, please accept this life-saving award for outstanding police performance in the saving of a human life and the display of conspicuous initiative, capability, and attention to detail, thereby earning respect and admiration for yourself and the Indian Head Park Police Department. Myself, the Board of Trustees, our administration, Chief Kurinek, our police department, all thank you for these heroic actions. Thank you very much. And I have a life-saving pin.
Only chance to do it on video.
And then we'll take some pictures of Chief Kurinek and Steve would like to come up with it. All right, continuing on, I would like to give you an update, all of you, for the Wolf Road Phase 1 tentative schedule. We have a meeting the first Monday of the month with the Wolf Road Committee, which includes Strand Engineering, Cook County, and Indian Head Park, myself, Trustee Eck, and Gavin Morgan. This week we got some updated dates. They have changed. The dates that I gave you last month have moved a bit, so we wanted to give you an update because there's people that are wondering when the application for the CAC, our Corridor Advisory Council, are going to be ready to be filled out. So the process is going to be, for the end of September, the public involvement plan and the website for this project, as well as the fact sheet, the application for the CAC, and the timeline and information about the project will be up on a specific website for the Wolf Road project. That's going to happen in the end of September. We thought it would originally was going to be the 23rd, and unfortunately, we are just approving it, all of the parties, to be put up at the end of September to go live. The beginning of October, we'll begin the CAC application process. We will let and alert everybody know when to go to the website, where the website is, the domain names for all of that, so people interested being on the CAC can then go through the application process and submit that on the website. Mid-October, the CAC application process will end. The end of October, there will be a selection process for IHP residents for the CAC, as well as the other positions from the other villages. And then the first Corridor Advisory Council meeting will be the mid to end of November. These are tentative dates right now. We will get to more specific dates, I would think, over the next couple of weeks. We'll be able to fill in a schedule that's more detailed. Next up, I'd like to provide some information. We've had a couple of questions from residents about the Plainfield Road embankment improvement information. In mid-May, the village received multiple resident complaints about the unkempt look of the Plainfield Road embankment. The dirt hill that had been present for over a year, there was dirt, gravel, debris, construction mess near the construction site, up and down the frontage road, and on Keokuk. In May 23, the village hadn't had any specific requests or discussions or dialogue with the 294 team directly since September 2022. They hadn't had those discussions for approximately 8 months. people were wondering, why are we doing changes this late in the process? And we're not quite sure why that happened, but we quickly contacted the 294 team and established a punch list of items to be remedied. And that happened on May 19th and 23. We met with the tollway and Cook County to talk about the overall embankment condition, the unsightly conditions and drainage concerns, as well as landscaping ideas. We also met on 6/27 to discuss the embankment drainage improvement and landscaping plans and suggested changes. The village had issues with the drainage on the Plainfield Road embankment and the use of a revetment mat that seemed to be eroding after the heavy rains in July. We requested a meeting to discuss our concerns, and the tollway engineer suggested a secondary swale be created to facilitate the drainage on the embankment that ultimately flows into Flag Creek through a series of ditches. The tollway followed up with Cook County regarding the final drainage configuration along the embankment adjacent to Keokuk Road, and the county was amenable to the tollway using the original drainage plan and incorporating the secondary swale, which was approved as part of the Plainfield Road Bridge Reconstruction Project. If you see on the next page, on the left is the picture of the revetment mat that it's hard to see, but it was eroding after the July rain. Before the EF1 tornado, we had a big rain, and it was just eroding. It was not working correctly. So you'll see on the right, which is now on the embankment, the new alternative, it does have the revetment mat, but it also has a pipe, and then it goes down a riprap swale, and then it wraps around and then goes and drains into a ditch, which then ultimately goes into Flag Creek. We all agreed that we thought this was a much better alternative for the village. We also had a great dialogue with the team about landscaping, which we really appreciated because we're always looking for trees and green things and plantings to make sure that it's consistent with what we like in the village. So if you look at the map up there, it's a little hard to see. We're having 9 different trees planted where those circles are. That's around the curve at Keokuk. We have 2 hackberry, 5 spruce, 2 pin oaks, and then on the actual embankment, I'll show you in just a minute, they're planting 105 5-foot sumacs that are smooth, and they're planting 90 5-foot sumacs that are called staghorns. So if you go to the next map, you will be able to see all of the sumac that are going to be 5 feet, so roughly 200 plants will be planted in that area. We had asked for red oaks to be planted, and unfortunately the county and tollway didn't want to plant red oaks because of the roadway project that's coming up in several years. They thought it would be better to use the sumacs. So they did take our suggestions, most of our suggestions. The only one they didn't take is the red oak suggestion. So we're really happy that we had this coordination with the 294 team in Cook County. I thought we worked really well together and had a great dialogue. So people were wondering about why this was done that late, because that's sort of what happened, and they were able to accommodate our wishes, so we appreciate that. Moving on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Do we need to have is the financial report, do we need to go through, Helia?
The financial summary for the month of August, cash on hand was $3,380,000. The total payments were $567,000. Our total revenue collected for the month was $339,000. So our ending bank balance was $3,155,000. We had some large payments that consisted of storm damage and also strand payments. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question on the consent agenda? If not, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Saldana.
Aye.
Trustee Eck.
Aye.
Trustee O'Laughlin.
Aye.
Trustee Donnersberger.
Aye.
Trustee Svetska.
Aye.
And Trustee Gazis.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now we'll be moving on to new business. Do we need a motion for a proclamation? Not for a proclamation. Okay. I'd like to turn it over to Trustee Svetska, please.
Thank you. So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to be reading resolution number 09-2023. This is a resolution honoring and thanking Noreen Costello, the Chair of Planning and the Zoning Commission, for her service to the Village of Indian Head Park. Whereas Noreen Costello has long served the Village of Indian Head Park in numerous capacities, but mostly as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission for many years, including as chair from September 2016 to August 2023. Whereas Commissioner Costello served the village thoughtfully, capably, and with the highest integrity. And whereas, as a member of the commission, she was dedicated to making sound recommendations serving both the immediate and long-term needs of the village. And whereas the corporate authorities of the village deem it desirable to officially extend their thanks to Commissioner Costello and to officially commend her on her service to the village. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Indian Head Park, Cook County, Illinois, as follows. Section 1. The facts and statements contained in the preambles to this resolution are found to be true and correct and are hereby adopted as part of this resolution. Section 2. The Board of Trustees hereby commends and thanks Noreen Costello for her service to the village. And Section 3. This resolution shall be in full force and effect upon its passage and approval in accordance with the law. Thank you.
So we should have a motion to approve since it's a resolution, not a proclamation.
I make a motion to approve the resolution as it was read by Trustee Svetska.
I'll second that.
And can we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Saldana.
Aye.
Trustee Eck.
Aye.
Trustee O'Laughlin.
Aye.
Trustee Donnersberger.
Aye.
Trustee Svetska.
Aye.
Trustee Gazis.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. We are now at the point in the meeting that we will entertain any public comments. Do we have any public comments? Yes.
Hi, I'm Jack Brandish. I'm a 47-year resident of Indian Head Park. And when I opened my water bill this time, I was really concerned and shocked how much fixed cost is for water and sewer. It's over 50%. And what is the board going to be doing about this? Something has got to be done when the fixed cost is more than the variable cost for water. Really concerned. Is there any other, is the board doing anything about it? Can a different calculation be done on fixed cost? I know I live in Acacia, and I think that Acacia is getting the brunt of the cost, the amount of townhomes versus the amount of linear feet of water and sewer versus maybe single-family homes. I really think we're getting a raw deal on it. So I have your comments. I'd like to hear what the village is going to be doing on this.
We'll definitely take your feedback and put it on an agenda. I think we've had these discussions already in our committee of the whole, and it's on one of our lists to talk about water rates. So we will attempt to put it on a future agenda and have some options, because you're not the only one that we've received feedback about both fixed and variable water rates.
Another concern that I have is, will the village look at maybe reinstituting senior discount on vehicle stickers. We've had that previously, and the previous administration took it off. With the inflation being the way it is, I think seniors are getting really, really hit hard. I really think that should be looked at again.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your feedback. We appreciate you coming. Anybody else for public comments? All righty, we will start with reports. Do we want to start over on Jim? Any report?
No report.
Danielle?
Thank you. So the Landscape Committee will be having their next meeting this upcoming Wednesday. That is the 20th of September at 6:30 p.m. here in the Village Hall. I would just like to invite anyone who might have interest or just want to hear what we're talking about to please come out and join us. That's all I have for now. Thanks.
Eileen?
The Academic Development Committee is planning an October 17th breakfast for all the businesses in the village. There are approximately 70 to 80 businesses. We're going to have it at Wolf's Head. They're donating their space. We'll have a continental breakfast. I'm not sure what that's going to cost yet, but I'll be coming back for some dollars on that. The trustees, of course, Gavin and Amy Jo, I hope you'll be there. We'll have a continental breakfast and then a very brief introduction of the elected officials so they can know who we are. And then we're going to have a discussion. We'll have a whiteboard there trying to get ideas from the business owners in terms of what they think are the pluses and the minuses in the village, and then we will determine what we can bite off and chew to work on first. So we'll have some goals, and I want to leave there with some very concrete plans of what to do. So that's October 17th. And with your permission, can I talk? Okay. So the Senior and Family Connections Committee is going to be hosting a lunch for seniors on September 28th at 1:30 p.m. It'll be a lunch of, pasta, salad, green beans, provided by Aging Care Connections, which is, many of you have heard of them. They're pretty active in the community and have all sorts of services for seniors. So they've graciously offered to come out and give us a lunch. And then we'll also have at that time Pat Hines, who from the Lyons Township Assessor's Office, will talk to seniors about the exemptions that they're eligible for, and if they have not yet applied for them, he'll have people here with a very simple sheet that they can fill out to make sure that they get their senior exemption and their homeowners exemptions. We're going to be following up on that because I know space is limited for the lunch, so we want to make sure that word gets out to all the seniors in the villages about the tax situation. Somebody from Aging Care will talk about their services, and then for those who want to stick around, we're going to have bingo. So we're soliciting prizes from local businesses. So if anybody here wants to donate a gift certificate or something, we're going to do that afterwards. And finally, we're going to have sort of a survey asking seniors what they think they would like to see in the future from the Senior and Family Services Committee. I'm going to leave some of these flyers up there for those of you that are in the audience that would like to grab one.
Thank you, Eileen. Brenda?
On October 7th, we're going to have the movie in the park presented by Ceasefire in the Village of Indian Head Park. The doors will open up at 5:30. Showtime will be at sunset. It's going to be over at Blackhawk Park. And the movie's going to be Ratatouille. And, of course, there's going to be popcorn, grilled hot dogs, side dishes, freshly cotton candy, and treats. And then also, too, on Wednesday, September 20th, we're going to have a meeting for the end of the year for the garden plot right behind the water tower, or the water
Pump house?
Right behind there. That meeting will be at 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock, just to get feedback as far as what went well, what did not go well. Should we order some more plots, because we did have a waiting list for this year. And that's all I have.
Two items. On September 22nd at 9 o'clock here, we're going to have a public works meeting. The agenda will be out about a week before that meeting. And the Finance Committee is going to meet sometime in October. We're going to talk about cash flow in the village, investment of excess funds, and we'll also start the conversation on the budget process for the coming year. That's it.
Trustee Saldana.
Okay. The Senior and Family Connections Committee, aside from planning the event that Eileen has taken the lead on for the senior luncheon, we are working, and thank you, Mayor, for calling a meeting of all volunteers to put together a Halloween event for the whole town. And on September 22nd, we have our next meeting, and we'll be discussing what happened during the other ad hoc committee. We're coming up with a flyer with what's going to be in the event. We're going to be giving away candy and maybe toothbrushes to offset that, and toys. And we're going to be inviting the different businesses in the area to give away the candy. So what happens in Indian Head Park, the dynamics are a little bit different than other communities where the businesses always have candy for the kids. The kids do a parade through the businesses and get a lot of candy, but we have a little bit of a problem moving the kids to where the businesses, so we're going to move the businesses to where the kids here in Black Hawk Park on October 28th, and more information will come out soon as we have the flyer ready.
And one item that I thought was very creative, I didn't come up with this, but there's going to be a dog costume contest in the morning at 10:30 at Sacagawea Park. So get your canines dressed up. There will be prizes that will be then presented at the evening event from 3 to 6. So if you have a canine or a pet, it doesn't have to just be a dog. It could be something else as well. You know, I'm sure there's creative people out there will dress anything up. So please start thinking about the costumes for your pets to bring to Sacagawea Park at 10:30 on that Saturday, the 28th.
Yeah, the idea is to connect the town, both sides of Wolf Road, and have people participate in different events, either in the morning or the evening, or both, that day.
Thank you. Village Clerk, any report?
No.
Village Treasurer?
No report.
Village Attorney?
No report. There is a request for closed session later in the meeting.
Village Administrator?
I just wanted to give an update on some of the high priority issues. With administrative staffing, we are looking at current tasks and how they're divided up and how we're going to get everything done that was being done by Andy, and we're looking ahead to the future at when our finance manager is possibly retiring. And how we're going to get all of that covered. I've been talking to some of the other village administrators in this area about how they get some of the same types of tasks done, and looking at best practices around that. Our communications goals, you know, we have a new newsletter format coming out that'll be coming out to the public soon, I believe. And everybody's been contributing to that, and it's going to be chock full of valuable information, including secret recipes. So, we're also looking at our website maintenance and how we can do that most effectively and efficiently, and keep that up to date and running with new valuable information, make it easier to navigate. And to find the information that's pertinent to folks that come to the website for their source of information. With building permits, I've been meeting with some vendors for outsourcing that process, again, with the idea of making it more efficient and easier to work with, and also producing data around building permits and how that's impacting the community, and what, you know, what levels of building we're seeing, what the values of those new permits, and other information that will be helpful in decision-making. The budget review, as Trustee Eck mentioned, the Finance Committee will be meeting to talk about some of the ideas around changes to the budget, to this year's budget, and also planning for next year's budget. So that conversation is getting underway. We've put out an engineering RFQ for engineering services, and that will be due back, proposals will be due back on September 29th. And we've heard back from several firms that are interested in submitting their qualifications for us to review. And then another thing to update folks on, we're having construction done on the pump house that has started. This is just the first phase of this is putting in a new pad to put a generator in that will be sufficient to maintain the pump house in the event that power goes out. So that's what's going on back there. And it does have an impact on parking right now, but it will last another week or so. And then there will not be much visible work going on until the spring. So just wanted to let you know what's going on back there. Also, something that we've been working on, and it's on our priority list, is meeting with some of our state and federal representatives and county to just, the mayor and I, President Wittenberg and I are meeting with these folks, trying to establish relationships that will be for the benefit of the village, and hopefully we will be connected to opportunities for funding, opportunities for collaboration, and have knowledge of things that are coming down the pipeline. For example, we've met with our U.S. Representative, Sean Caston, to talk about one thing. He's been very supportive of our grant for to get funding to redo the water mains down at Wolf and Roofers roads, and he's given us very good news on that, but he can also advocate for us at that federal level. We have had meetings with Fritz Kagi and his team, the Cook County Assessor, and he has talked to us about ways of helping our local taxpayers, particularly if they're impacted by stormwater issues or other their properties are impacted, that can impact the assessed value, which impacts their tax bill. So he's talked to us about ways that we can assist with that, and again, along the same lines as meeting with the township assessor, who can help provide information about how to appeal your property assessment. We have met with Sean Morrison of Cook County and at his office, and he shared with us potential resources that we could use, both county resources that we could take advantage of, as well as other grant resources, particularly some federal grants from the USDA for tree replacement, to replace the trees that were damaged in the recent tornado, and other provide other tree programs, as well as Illinois Department of Natural Resources grants for the same type of programs, urban forestry grants. And that it's always on our minds to increase our resources in the urban forestry area. We've met with Township Clerk Hoffensberg about ways that we could collaborate, particularly around services to seniors, and there's a lot of excitement there. And
she's going to be at the lunch too.
Okay, good. So she'll be at the lunch as well. And then finally, President Wittenberg's met with someone from the office of Representative Curran, the state representative, and again, connecting to so that we're aware of opportunities and resources that are available and would benefit the community. So that's been a big project, and we're continuing that. We're going to have more meetings. We're going to be getting more closely connected to the Council on Governments, the West Central Municipal Conference, WCMC, and that's a good opportunity. Those types of meetings are a good opportunity to share best practices, to share common issues that we all share, and brainstorm around solutions and get new ideas for programs that we could bring to the village. And that's really my report.
Thank you. Do we have any department head reports? Mike?
Good evening. Really no reports that are out there to be given, but we've come up with a format that we're going to add to our website, our Facebook page for the police department with not major, these are major incidences that take place in town. These are the major incidents that take place in town. Fortunately, they're not major events in the scheme of things in regard to a homicide, an assault, or things of that nature. As you can see from this sample, it's simple theft, a traffic arrest, the accident involving an injury, and a burglary to a motor vehicle. So these are things that we want to put up there so the residents can see the activity that is taking place in town. While it is Sleepy Hollow for the most part, it's not Sleepy Hollow, and they have to lock their doors, they have to lock their cars, they have to take the garage door opener out of the car if they're going to park it on the driveway and leave the car unlocked, because we had a Lamborghini stolen last year. But this is the only real information that I have for tonight.
Couple questions.
I'll try.
When was the radar on Wolf Road, your speed radar, when was that put up?
Justin and Public Works put it up for us Tuesday, I believe. It had been on Plainfield Road because we had a complaint of excessively high speeds of vehicles on Plainfield Road. I don't have the exact numbers, but we had the highest speed was 50 miles an hour, and there was one car at 50 miles an hour, and I believe it clocked somewhere close to 12,000 cars on Plainfield Road for the time frame that it was up. It was up mid-August to the beginning of September.
Does this also clock then what speed various cars are going by then?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I want to add to our spreadsheet that we're going to put on our Facebook page.
And what's the story on installing the rest of the cameras we've been talking about for
years?
For a while.
It seems like that. We're still waiting on the state for IDOT to approve our permits. We're also talking, as Amy has asked, for the third Condor camera, which is a live stream camera for the major intersections in town. That'd be Plainfield and Wolf, Joliet and Wolf, and Willow Springs and Joliet Road. And it's a live stream camera. I'm talking with Walgreens right now to circumvent going through the state of Illinois for permitting to put it on their property. Is we would attach it on one of the light poles or the actual Walgreens sign. And I've been going back and forth now with the emails, and they're asking for different information. So hopefully we're going to get that one up before the others get up.
Thank you.
Can we not put the cameras up somewhere until we get the okay from the county? I mean, to use the cameras and then just once the state approves, putting them up at different sections?
I got a red light, Dave. Yes, we can put them up. I was actually thinking about that. So you and I are on the same wavelength there. We can put up at the entrances to the various subdivisions instead of just letting them sit in the box.
Absolutely.
And the Cook County Wolf Road, since they don't have a process capability, why don't we just put that up and ask for forgiveness? How about that?
I'm with you 100%.
Great.
And in line with that, I'd like to also put up our no truck signs on Wolf Road. There's, no right turn into the Acacia or to the different associations going on Eastgate Road or Algonquin. I say put them up. What are they going to do? Slap our hand, take down the sign?
They have them in Western Springs already, I think.
Right, but I don't
LaGrange,
know if
I'm
they
sorry.
have permission or if they should.
Well, do you have requests going in there?
No, they don't even have a process there.
Well, no, I'm talking about signage.
Oh, no, I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's signage that needs to get up, then please email me what those are, and we'll take care of that right away. That's a very easy process.
Thank you.
I didn't know there was requests that weren't made, so let me know what those are. We'll make that a priority, right? Thank you. Well, we just so everybody knows, we're establishing a punch list with the county and the 294 team. These will just go right on the punch list, and then they will give us an ETA about when they can fulfill our requests, and some requests will be easier than others. Just one note, we did receive some notification about the bridge will be going under construction, the bump sign that we all love dearly down on South Wolf Road. So we were notified that that project is going to start October 1st?
Sometime between October 1st and November 30th, and it's going to last 3 weeks.
So we do not have the detour that's been approved. That's in work right now. But when we do, you need to take note of it. It's a major detour. You will not be able to get off to get on the Wolf Road coming off 294 for approximately 3 weeks. You'll have to go down to the next one and come around. So as soon as we get that information, we couldn't release it yet because it wasn't approved from IDOT and all of that. But that bridge will be under construction for 3 weeks, and there will be a detour. And they'll get to be, local traffic will be able to go to Pleasant View School and all of that, Pleasantdale School. So that won't be the issue, but it will be an issue for the 294 exit.
So it's the bridge that where the turn goes over Flat Creek.
Yeah, we call it is it the 72nd Bridge, Street Bridge?
Yeah, okay.
So just be aware of that, police department too. It's gonna be.
Oh, no, you're right, you can get on 294, but it's after that.
Yes, and
You
they're
get
gonna
off of it.
they're gonna close the road further north than we believed that they would. So when you see the map, when we get this map, we couldn't release it yet.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by it. I think Gavin was too. So please take a look at it. It's very confusing, but when you see it, it's going to be some inconvenience for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, you'll be able to get off of 294 going north, but you can only go on Wolf Road going north. You won't be able to go on Wolf Road going south. At least that was the initial projection.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, well, I'll show you the map and you can tell me if that's correct. That's not how I interpreted the map, but when we get the final one, we'll all take a look at it, because it's very confusing the way that it's, the way they
bridge is
gave it to
number
us.
between the two 12s in that, on that map, yes.
So we'll need your help on that, Charlie.
And once we get that, we'll push that information out to the community and make sure everybody is aware that it's coming. We'll get it before they shut down the bridge, I hope.
Alrighty, I think now we're at the time in the meeting where I need to seek a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and go into closed session pursuant to ILCS 2C1 of the Illinois Open Meetings Act to discuss personnel matters.
So moved.
Do you want to ask if there's any more feedback from I thought we had it twice.
We're only doing it once now.
Oh, well, there you go. Sorry.
Can I have a second for that motion to adjourn? Thank you. The meeting is adjourned and we're going to close it. We need a
yeah.
roll
It's not
call.
adjourned, it's
Sorry, roll call vote.
Yeah, well, yeah,
About that.
before
Not adjourn,
we have
it's
the roll
recessed.
call, let me accent what Eileen's talking about. I thought we had public comment twice during the meeting, and we've
But
only
no
had it once
longer.
so far.
No, we've changed it to one.
Well, we did.
When
Yes.
did we do that?
It's been,
Just for my information.
no, it's been several, I think it's been probably 2 months.
Well, I must be dreaming. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Time.
Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Saldana.
Aye.
Trustee Eck.
Aye.
Trustee O'Laughlin. Trustee Donnersberger.
Aye.
Trustee Svetska.
Aye.
Trustee Gazis.
Aye.
Motion passes.
The meeting is adjourned.